Good evening, Unique Couples community. Welcome to another Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. I am Vito Patrick, one half of Vito and Linda Patrick of Unique Couples, and I want to welcome you to another Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. And all this month, in the month of June, we have dubbed June as Men's Month. And we had a great lineup this month in the month of June. For those of you who were tuning in, on the first Sunday in June, we spoke on the importance of men's health. Then the second Sunday in the month of June, we spoke on help. I'm a fatherless father. Last week, Sunday, we spoke on how to identify a great father. And today, we're going to be talking on 7 tips to be a purpose driven man. Yes, 7 tips to be a purpose driven man. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And I have special guests in the house with me today, Bishop Mark S. McLean, who will be introduced a little later on. If you haven't subscribed to the Unique Couples YouTube channel, you want to go ahead and subscribe to the Unique Couples YouTube channel. Make sure you turn on that notification bell and select all so you can know once we go live here at Unique Couples. So go ahead and subscribe to the Unique Couples YouTube channel. For those of you that are tuning in, go ahead and type in hashtag live squad. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. For those of you that will be watching the replay, go ahead and type in hashtag replay. So I want to welcome you to Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. And like I said earlier, we're going to be talking on 7 tips to be a purpose-driven man. And we have Bishop Mark McLean with us. Good evening, Bishop McLean. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Vito. I am doing extremely well.
Awesome,
And
awesome.
I want to say thank you for inviting me again on this platform. And I am excited because, I am asked to talk to men.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I specialize in motivating men to be
All right.
better.
All right. Awesome, awesome. So wives, if your husband isn't here, you want to make sure grab them out of the room and have them tune into this. So make sure get your husbands. They don't want to miss this conversation. They definitely don't want to miss it. So make sure they are here for this conversation. Men, those of you that are watching, make sure you stay here for this entire conversation as a lot of great nuggets will be shared. So Bishop McLean, can you go ahead and tell our viewing audience a little about Bishop Mark McLean?
Okay, all right. So Bishop Mark McLean hails from St. Catherine in Jamaica. I presently live and pastor in St. Anne, the Bamboo New Testament Church of God, where I give supervision to 5 churches. I am married to wife Yanisha, and the union has produced one son, Ajani, so far. And I love God and I love people.
Awesome, awesome. There you have it. Bishop Mark McLean. He is the husband of one wife, and they have one son. Say hello to the family, Bishop.
I sure will.
Yes. So this evening, we're going to be talking about 7 tips to be a purpose driven man. And Bishop McLean, we can dive straight into it, and you can go ahead with tip number 1. Let us know what is tip number 1.
All right. Thank you very much, Vito. Now, before I give tip number 1, I want to say this at the outset that all successful people have what I call a clear vision of who they want to be and how they plan to get there. And this is how you can start living a fulfilling, purpose-driven life. Now, one of the first tip I want to give this evening is establish your values. For you to be a purpose-driven man, you must establish your value. Now, you're in finding purpose. It is identifying the values you stand for. What is it that you really stand for? And this will determine the way you set up your priorities. It will determine the way you behave and even how you make decisions. And so your values are unique. It's a unique set of principles that you will not break no matter what the circumstances. And so, first of all, to be a purpose-driven man, you must establish your values.
Yes, that's very important, establishing your values. And what is one or two values that we're talking about, Bishop McLean?
No, when you talk about values, to define the core principles of your life, you need to identify where your values come from. And we talk about this value, it suggests something that you live by, something that governs your life. So it can be as simple as the type of friends you keep. It can be as simple as the things that you do or you will not do. So when you establish these things, because your values are to point you to your goal. And so when you establish these things, that these are the things I will do, or these are the things I won't do, then you do everything to make sure that you live according to those values, are, we could say it a different way, those standards.
Awesome, awesome. There you have it. Number one, you want to establish those values. That is key. Go ahead and give us number two, Bishop.
So, secondly, in order to be a purpose-driven man, you must define your purpose. You must define your purpose.
Yes.
Now, the ultimate purpose in life, Vito, should not be driven by some obscure objectives, but rather it should align with our core values as men. And this is exactly why some people find it so hard to achieve their goals, and they even become frustrated with life. Now, when we talk about defining your purpose, in order to define your goal, you have to think about something that you truly want to achieve and compare it with your values. Now, you need to be completely honest with yourself. Honest with yourself. Define who you are and avoid starting conflicts with yourself. Yeah. Because if you don't define your purpose, you will find out that you will start to have conflict with yourself, because you have a certain goal, but the values that you have are totally different from your goal. And so in order to not have conflict with yourself, you must define your purpose. And your purpose is, why am I here? What is it that I want to achieve? And so just think about the things that you want to achieve. And we are going to get deeper in that and define your purpose and be honest with yourself. And we are going to talk more about being honest with yourself later on when I give you another point.
All right. All right. So there you have it. Establish your values was number one. Define your purpose, number two. For those of you that have just tuned in, we are here on Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. We are with Bishop Mark McLean, and we are talking on 7 tips to be a purpose-driven man. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Julie. Hello, Gia. Hello, Franklin. Hello to all of those that are tuning in. So go ahead, Bishop. Give us the third one, the third tip.
So the third tip for being a purpose-driven man is to set up some objectives. Set some objectives. Now, in order to achieve the ultimate purpose for one's life, you need to start setting up small goals that will help you move toward your purpose. Because you can't say that, okay, I know that this is the goal, this is my purpose, but we are not setting up some small goals, because you can't just jump from the bottom of the staircase and get to the top unless you are Superman. So you set some small goals that will help you move toward your purpose, and this way you will not end up feeling overwhelmed with the work you have to do to reach where you want to reach. Setting up meaningless goals will only stray you from the road. So make sure that your objectives act as steps that you have to climb in order to reach your destination. And once you have set your objectives, you can start focusing on them. Instead of focusing on the bigger picture, focus on those small goals that will take you to the bigger picture. Accomplish them one at a time, and you will soon discover, and I have discovered, that you are closer to your purpose than you can ever imagine. Now, you can even think about the persons who run, in marathons.
Yes.
If you think for a moment, these persons did not start running a marathon and can do it well. But they would have started out doing some 50 kilometers and some smaller runs. And then when they realize that they are good at that or they have accomplished that, then they do some more. I say to our men, set some objectives. Set some objectives. Set some 1 month and 2 months and 5 months and 1 year objectives. And maybe the greater picture may take you 10 years, but you have some smaller goals that you set. And we call them short-term goals.
Yes.
And if you do that, this will lead you to having a life that is driven by purpose.
Yes, awesome. And I love how you talk about those short-term goals, because you did mention 10 years, right? And when we think about 10 years, 10 years is a decade, and you should have some goals you want to accomplish by the end of this decade. So we still have like about 7 or 8 years left in this decade. And like you mentioned, you want to have some short-term goals. And by having these short-term goals, it will help you to get to that bigger picture. So I just love how you are breaking it down. And man, these are some excellent tips on how to be a purpose-driven man. So you want to make sure you take some notes in terms of what Bishop is talking about. So you could go ahead and give us the fourth one.
The fourth one is very, very important, Vito. It is find your passion. Find your passion. You might have experienced moments when you find it easy to accomplish tasks simply because you find yourself being passionate about them. Now, pursuing your passion is what will keep you motivated. And not only motivated, but it will help you achieve better results in every area of your life. Determine the things you like to do. Now, doing this evening with you, it is a part of what I love to do. And so I find it easy because I'm passionate about it. And then when it comes on to men ministry, I'm passionate about that.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about that, Vito, that in 2018, I was awarded the Pastor of the Year for our denomination here, for the pastor who supports men ministry in the church. So when you find your passion will motivate you. So even if while you are going after your goal or your purpose, and you find out that the road get rough at times, because it will get rough at times. Sometimes, a matter of fact, when you look at it in the natural, it will seem as though you are not going anywhere at all. But when you have discovered your passion and you are passionate about the thing, then that will motivate you. So determine some things you like to do, men. Whether it is some hard work or some, if you are passionate about technology, it can even be sports.
Yeah.
Defining your purpose will also guide you towards finding a profession that you like.
Mm-hmm.
And from the age of 20, I discovered my passion. And even though I always say I don't want to be a pastor, but I realized that I was so passionate about anything to do with pastoral work.
Yes.
And you will find me sometimes when I'm at home, I will be preaching to myself in the mirror. You'll find me just gathering my friends and just preaching.
Yes.
And I that was my passion. I was just passionate about that. And I always want to be in the company of pastors. And so that passion have led me to where I'm at today. But if you had asked me maybe 25 years ago, if you want to be a pastor, I would say no. But because I discovered the passion for the thing, it have led me into this area of life. And I recognize now that I am in this position is that I feel fulfilled in doing what I need to do. And so, men, I want to encourage you. If you find your passion, it will guide you even to maybe a new profession, maybe what you're doing now. It's not what you were sent here on the earth to do. But if you discover the passion and work with that, it will lead you into finding that life that is just driven by purpose. And Vito, anything I do now, if it's not in line with my purpose, then I'm not going to waste time on it.
Yes.
Because that's a waste of time and a waste of energy. And so once you do things out of passion, you will find them much easier to accomplish. And even, as I said, even if you struggle along the road, you will find the motivation to get over the most difficult moments because you find your passion. Work with passion.
Yes, passion. There you have it. You want to make sure you have that passion for what you want to do, what you want to achieve. You have to have that passion because you're going to need that passion so you can get up 5 a.m. in the morning so you can get a head start on what needs to happen. And then there may be 1 or 2 nights where you have to stay up a bit late, but you got to have that drive. You got to have that purpose. You got to have that passion. So excellent points so far what Bishop Mark McLean has been talking about. Right now, I want you to watch this video. So we're going to take a little commercial break. So pay attention to this video.
At Wrights Enterprise, our slogan is Dreams on Wheels. Let us customize a trailer to accommodate your business's needs. From clothing and apparel, shoes and accessories, to hair and nails, we are the perfect choice for your mobile business. Contact 646-8464 for more info and follow us on IG at Wrights_Enterprise242.
Okay, welcome back to Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. We are here talking on 7 tips to be a purpose-driven man. We would have already gotten 4 awesome, powerful tips from Bishop Mark McLean. Go ahead, Bishop, and give us tip number 5.
Okay, and this one, I call it the sugar in the cake.
All right.
Tip number 5. Become self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Become self-aware to make sure, Vito, that everything you do is meaningful to your ultimate purpose. You need to understand yourself better than anyone else can. Identify your strength. Men, I'm talking to us this evening.
Yes.
Identify your strength. Become self-aware. Identify your strength. Identify your deepest weaknesses. Because you can be strong in one area, but yet you are weak in another area. And so what you do, you don't allow people to allow you to function in your weak area.
No.
Because you're not going to be effective in your weak area. Your weak area is to keep you on track with your strength. But I know what my strong area is, and that is to just talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
You can wake me up in an arena of 1,000 people and say, just motivate them, and I'll just jump up and start talking. So we have, as men, we must identify our strengths and also our deepest weaknesses. We must know what we like and what we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do this, you will find that you are able to find the motives behind every action, because you know what you're about. So whatever you do, there must be a motive behind your action. Know what your deepest beliefs are and what motivates you every day. Why is it that you got up this morning? I got up minutes after 1 this morning. And the reason why I got up so early is because when I calculate all the stuff I have to do for this week, and I must preach at church on Sunday. So I got up at 1 a.m. this morning just to prepare what I need to preach on Sunday. And I did that until the sun came up. When my wife got up, I said to her, I am tired. I want to sleep. And that sounds strange to say so early in the morning.
Yes.
But what? I had to do that. Because just knowing that there are a group of persons that will be at church Sunday anticipating to hear a word from the Lord, that motivates me every day to spend time and do. So become self-aware. And a self-aware person, Vito, will know when it's time to put effort towards an opportunity and not waste time with things. And I said that earlier. Don't waste time with things that are not bringing any positive contribution to your life. And when I say don't waste time, some persons, Vito, we have to say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
It's not that we hate them. It's not that we don't want to associate with them. But when it comes on to our purpose, they are not contributing to purpose. They are more taking us away from our purpose. And so sometimes friends, we have to say goodbye to them. Families, we have to say goodbye to them. Yes. Sometimes even the television at home, we have to say goodbye to it for a while. Mm-hmm. Yep, so that we can focus on purpose. Because I strongly believe that if we go through life without living on purpose, we would have wasted a lifetime.
Yes, excellent.
And I must commend you, Vito, and your wife on what you're doing. I commend you for the great work you're doing. And even after both of you make your transition to heaven, your name will be remembered for what you're doing now. Because what? You're living out purpose. And so I want to encourage the men. Become self-aware. Know yourself. Know who you are. Know what you're good at and what you're not good at. But just know yourself, because you ought to know yourself more than anyone else. So become self-aware. I have 2 more to tell you.
Yeah, yes, that's very, very important. Become self-aware, and look like Bishop is just warming up. He's just warming up. And that one there was very important, self-aware. And he would have mentioned, like, you have to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and it's very important for that. So go ahead, Bishop McLean, let's move on to number 6.
So number 6, think about investment. And someone may ask, how investment come in line with a purpose-driven life? Living a purpose-driven life does not come costless. It comes with a cost.
Yes.
Sometimes you will find yourself having to make some sacrifices to achieve your goals. So I want to encourage the men, take the time to think about what you are willing to risk in order to see your vision become a reality. It comes with a cost. I remember in 2018, when I was transferred from one part of the island to where I'm living now. At that time, Vito, I had a diploma in theology. But I intended that I wanted a first degree.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for me to do that, and you need to come to the island so that when I talk about these places, you know where I'm talking about. In order for me to do that, I had to travel from St. Anne to Manchester, Mandeville, where our church seminary is located. And I had to do that for 1 full year, 5 days a week.
Wow.
So when I leave home, it is dark, because I'm talking about some 3 hours drive to go to classes.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time classes are over and to drive back home, it's night.
It's nice.
But I sacrificed that because I had a goal that 2019, 2020 should not find me with a diploma, but I must have a first degree.
Agree.
And so I had to sacrifice both time and money in order to accomplish that. So time, energy, and sometimes even our money needs to be invested in our own dreams.
Yes.
And one of the saddest truths, Vito, for us as men, most times we help the women in our lives, the children in our lives, we help them to accomplish their dreams and their goals. And at the end of the day, we did not live our life. And I want to caution men, while you have the responsibility to provide for your home and for your children and for your wives, to make sure that they accomplish, make sure that you are in the equation.
Yes.
You have to invest in your own dreams. What is it that you want to achieve? Where is it that you want to go? What are some of the things that you would love to do? You have to think about investment. If you have selected your goal in alignment with your core values, you will find those sacrifices are worth making. I remember, Vito, some days when I'm traveling from Mandeville to get home, I fall asleep around the steering, driving. Sometimes I have to call my wife on the phone and say, just keep talking to me until I get home, because I was so tired.
Yes.
But even though it was a sacrifice, I recognize that it was worth making those sacrifices. It was worth investing my free time. So I didn't have much free time.
Yes.
So I invested my free time into making sure that I accomplish what I want. So I want to say this on that before we move from this point. If your ultimate goal is achieved, to be able to go from, if your ultimate goal is to achieve, say, freedom, to go from place to place and to live meaningful experiences, maybe, Vito, we have to change the job that we have. And it might be a well-paid job. It might be a job that we love.
Yes.
But if that job is going to keep us away from our ultimate goal, at some point, we will have to invest that job, as in making a sacrifice to say, I'm going to walk away from that so that I can walk into divine purpose. Because too many of us, we are just about survival and not living on purpose. When we are living with purpose, when we are driven by purpose, we recognize that even though life comes with its challenges, we still feel a sense of fulfillment. So make sure you think investment. It might be your time, it might be your money, it might be something you have to give up or take a risk in letting go in order to become a purpose-driven man. And I have one last thing to say.
Yes. So that number 6, Bishop McLean, that was very, very powerful. You have to invest in yourself, man. And you want to make sure you really look at what Bishop is saying in terms of, he mentioned the fact that we make sure and we see our wives' dreams come true. We see our kids accomplish all of their dreams and stuff. But we also need to make sure that we are not left out of the equation, like he said. And you want to make sure that you invest in yourself. Like he said, yes, you are the protector of your home. You are the provider of your home. You are the priest of your home. But you don't want to be left out of the equation. You want to make sure you invest in yourself. So that one there was powerful. I'm excited to hear what number 7 is going to be. So go ahead with number 7, Bishop McLean.
All right. So number 7 could have been number 1. But wherever it falls among the tips, it is the most important one. And that is have a solid relationship with God.
Oh, yes.
Have a solid relationship with God. The Bible said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. So men, while we strive to live a purpose-driven life and to accomplish stuff, let us not leave God out of it. Let us have a solid relationship, because I believe society is being destroyed simply because more men will not step up and be godly men. So we see the women and the young people carrying the godly thing. And sometimes us as men believe that it's not a macho thing to do. But can I say this before I close? Real men serve the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Real men serve the Lord. And if I was in church, I would have preached that one. Real men serve the Lord. Make sure, brothers, men, nephews, uncles, fathers, grandfathers, sons, have a solid relationship with God. Let us get it back as how God instituted it, that the man become the priest of the house, the intercessor of the house. And then with that, we will be considered, or can be considered, men who are driven by purpose. So remember, establish values, define your purpose, set objectives, find passion, become self-aware, think about investment, and have a solid relationship with the Lord. I want to ask some men who are watching us this Sunday evening, are you ready for a purpose-driven life? No matter what your ultimate goal is, in order to achieve it and live a purpose-driven life, you first need to find something that is in line with your core value. Finding the things you're passionate about and accepting the fact that along the way, you will need to make some sacrifices and get some clarity of mind and peace of mind, and declare to yourself every day, I am a purpose-driven man. Thank you, Vito. And that's about all that I have to say.
Yes. So if I was in church, I would have said, "What a word! What a word! Amen! Amen! Amen!" That there you have it. Unique couples community. 7 tips to be a purpose-driven man. And Bishop McLean, he did an excellent job with those 7 tips. And you want to make sure you take down notes. Also, go ahead and watch this video over, because I definitely will be watching this over. I will be taking my notes, because you want to have a purpose-driven life. And man, like he said, you also want to be the priest in the home. That's very, very important. So Bishop McLean, I want to say thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us on Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. Can you go ahead and tell our viewing audience how they can connect with you through social media?
Okay. On Facebook, it's Mark S. McLean. So if you want to filter your search, so just don't put Mark McLean, put Mark S. McLean. That's on Facebook. You can also visit the church's Facebook page, which is Bamboo New Testament Church of God, Jamaica. Bamboo New Testament Church of God, Jamaica. And you can follow the church page. And on Instagram, you'll find me there as Man of God.
All right. Awesome. 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 Thank you again, Bishop McLean, for the conversation this evening. It was great. Lots of nuggets was shared. I also want to thank our sponsors for making the program possible this evening. I want to thank Hair to Please. So you want to make sure you go and see Doris at Hair to Please. I want to thank the Nail Lab Creation by Anna. So make sure you go ahead and get those manicures and pedicures at the Nail Lab Creation by Anna. Then we have Party with Serenity. When you're having your kids' party, whatever party you're having, you want to contact Party with Serenity. And then Style Me Pretty by Shadra. I want to thank Style Me Pretty by Shadra for also making this program possible today. Also, if you want to also join the conversation taking place on all things marriage and family in our free How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group, and then you want to sign up to receive our free 7 days of Loving Your Spouse tracker. So the link is in the description for the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group. You want to go ahead and join the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group. And then you want to tune in with us tomorrow evening, every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right in the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook private group. You want to tune in for Sip and Spill. So that'll be 7:30 Eastern Standard Time every Monday. You want to tune in for Sip and Spill. And then also you want to join us for our Communicate to Elevate workshop. This is going to be happening on July the 5th. You want to go ahead and type in the chat #workshop so you can be a part of the Couples Connect Communicate to Elevate workshop. You want to be a part of this workshop. You all would have told us that communication is an area that needs work or needs help in marriage. So you want to go ahead and work on having those hard conversations. So you want to register today for the upcoming Couples Connect Communicate to Elevate workshop. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you join us for that as well. That's very, very important. And then also, you want to become a part of the Unique Couples Marriage Club. If you haven't joined the Unique Couples Marriage Club as yet, you want to become a part of the Unique Couples Marriage Club. In the Unique Couples Marriage Club, motivation, inspiration, and transformation. We want to see marriages thrive, and we want you to take your marriage to another level. So go ahead and join us in the Unique Couples Marriage Club. So once again, Bishop McLean, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule, for sharing with us here this evening on Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of the week. For our viewing audience, just want to say thank you also for tuning in. Have a great week as well. We love you guys. See you tomorrow on Sip and Spill. Have a great evening. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.